doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. How have you been feeling? Been resting up?
Yep.
Good. All right. So last time you came in, we watched a video of your swallow and a couple of different consistencies of your liquids and solids. So today we're just going to be following up on that. We're going to have some safe swallowing strategies to help compensate. One of the things we noticed last time was when you had swallowed, on a typical swallow, your tongue is going to push the food or liquid back in your mouth. It's going to go to the back of your throat, and the pressure is going to increase, and it's going to kind of squeeze everything on down, so it clears on down through your throat. So we did have a little difficulty with having your tongue go back far enough to reach the back of your throat. Also, we did notice that because of that, there was a lot of residue, so a lot of buildup of everything. It kind of gives you that full feeling in your throat where you felt like you needed to cough or swallow multiple times to get everything down. And then because of all that residue down there, some of it after you swallowed would leak into your airway, and that caused you to have the coughing sensation, feel like you were choking, things like that. So a couple of the strategies we're going to look at today are going to be in order to compensate for all that. So we're going to try to make your swallow more safe and more easier for you to get everything down without feeling any discomfort. So the first one is going to be what we call the chin tuck maneuver. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be swallowing with your chin tucked down to your chest. And the reasoning for that is going to help the back of your tongue reach that very back wall of your throat. So by bending your neck down, it's going to cause you to have to move your tongue a little bit more strongly to get everything back down. And by doing that, it's going to help those pressures increase to get everything to come and squeeze together and come all down your throat at once. And you will hopefully feel as much of that residue build up down there. I'm going to just demonstrate how to do each of these maneuvers, and then I'm going to see if you have any questions about what I tell you, and then I'm going to have you practice as well. I'll give you some feedback, and then again, if you have any questions after that, just let me know. I am going to be recommending what we call a nectar thick liquid, a little bit thicker than water, because we did notice a lot of coughing and choking on that. So it's just a little bit thicker. So whenever you're at home, we can send you back with some product as well to help you thicken some of your liquids and things like that. All right, so the first one for that, we'll be using our nectar thick liquid. So when we do the chin tuck strategy, we're going to be making sure we keep our spine and our back as straight as we can. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the nectar thick liquid in your mouth, and then I want you to tuck your chin down so that it reaches your chest, and then I just want you to swallow like you normally would. Just like that. Do you have any questions?
No.
I'm going to go ahead and give it a try.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to make sure you put some of that liquid in your mouth. We're going to tuck our chin down and swallow. How did that feel? Pretty good. Did it feel like any discomfort at all? Did it start going down pretty easily? Mm-hmm. All right. The only thing I would say is we want to make sure we keep our back straight. I noticed you were hunching over a little bit, but we just want to make sure that's all straight so that when you tuck your chin down, it's a little bit more open. So I'm going to try that one more time for me. Good. How did it feel? Good. All right. We're just going to do that about 3 or 4 more times, just once you be able to get the hang of it. So if you want to do that one more time. Good. We'll do another. Just make sure you keep your chin, tuck it down all the way to your chest. There we go. All right. We'll do one more. Good. Don't feel like you need to cough or anything. It's all going down pretty well?
Yep.
All right. All right, so there's the first one. The next strategy we're going to do, technical term is called a Masako maneuver. Another word for it is the tongue hold maneuver. That one's kind of how it sounds as well. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to put your tongue in between your teeth, and then you're going to swallow. The most important thing for this one is that you don't want to have any food or water in your mouth when you do this. It's unsafe to have it like that. So we're just going to be using our spit. So in between the trials for this, when we're practicing, we do want to make sure we can moisten up our mouth a little bit more. So we'll just bring that spit to the front so you can have something to swallow on. The reasoning we're going to be doing this is similar to the chin tuck strategy. For the chin tuck, like I said, it's to help bring your tongue back to meet that back of your throat, the back wall. This one is kind of the opposite, where it's going to help bring the back of your throat up to your tongue. So hopefully by practicing both of them over time, it'll build up strength on both ends so that you're not going to be having to do these strategies as often anymore. All right. I will demonstrate the first time, and then we'll have you try. All right, and then we just want to make sure that whole time, do your best as you can to keep that tongue in between your teeth. You can bite down a little bit if you need to. Obviously, we don't want to cause discomfort, but just if that helps you, we just want to have that protruding basically out past your lips if you want to give it a try. How does that feel? Good. I know it's a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. All right, we're going to do this one a couple different times as well, just to get the hang of that. This one's a little bit more tricky. So if you want to try doing it again, just make sure you keep your tongue out. All right, we'll try another one. Make sure you moisten up your mouth again before. Good. All right, we'll do two more. Good. And one more. How does it feel? Good. Feel like you got the hang of it. Do you have any questions about doing this so far? No. Okay. So now that we've gone over some of the strategies, I feel like you understand the reasoning behind them and what we're going to be working towards. All right. Yeah. So you just want to make sure, especially like I said with the chin tuck having the nectar thick, that's just going to be. I know you've noticed. Have you noticed when you're at home and if you drink water or anything, you feel like you're coughing a lot or anything like that? So just thickening it up, it's going to make it so it's easier for you to get it down. It's really easy for thin liquids like water to just slip right into your airway, which we don't want because that's what causes you to cough. So just having a little bit thicker is going to be very important. If we do use any soft foods or any foods at all, we want to make sure they're soft. So like mashed potatoes, peas, anything like that, it's going to be soft, easy for you to swallow. So you can use that with the chin tuck strategy as well on those soft foods. I'd be the same way. You put it in your mouth and then put your chin down and swallow. Like I said, with the Masako maneuver or the tongue hold, we don't want to have any food or liquid. So when we're at home, we don't want to practice that during mealtime or anywhere close to it. We want to make sure it's nice and clear in your throat before you practice that one with your saliva. So I do have a small handout here for you. Just a couple of reminders on the chin tuck and the Masako maneuver. So obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to ask before you leave today. If you feel you're at home, things aren't feeling quite right, you have any questions about how to do any of the maneuvers, feel free to call or make another appointment to come back in. I will recommend, along with that nectar thick liquid and the soft foods like mashed potatoes or peas, that when you have the nectar thick liquids, you have small amounts. So we don't want to put a lot in the mouth at once. We'd rather have small, more frequent sips, about 5 milliliters or so. With the chin tuck specifically, during mealtime, I want you to try that with every swallow. If you need to have any reminders before meals, maybe put something up on your fridge just to remind you to keep those strategies in place. If you want to ask your husband to remind you before you eat, that could be helpful as well. Another way with when you're drinking or eating, if you have your food tray below you, that can be a reminder to look down, and so that can remind you to keep your chin down when you're swallowing. Same thing with drinks. If you hold your cup down closer to like your abdomen and you bring your head down to get the drink rather than having it up here, then that's going to give you some reminders as well. For the Masako maneuver, that's going to be practiced. I want you to try to do it 4 to 5 times a day. Like I said, not anywhere near meal times. But since that's done with your own spit, you can pretty much do it wherever. I would say over a span of about 10 minutes, I would like to see about 20 repetitions of that. I know it's kind of cumbersome to have to bring your spit back up to like the front of your mouth. So over the span of about 10 minutes, we want to keep it kind of close together, but you don't have to like overwork it or anything like that. And the only thing I would have to say would be if you could do me a favor, this would help. If you ever feel any discomfort, if you feel like you need to cough, if you have to take multiple swallows, if you don't feel like it's all going down at once, or if you need, if you feel like you're choking at all, anything in the airway when you're doing any of these techniques, write it down for me. Maybe if you want to make a note of what type, if you're having food, what kind of food it is, if you're having a liquid, what kind, hopefully the nectar thick, like we talked about. But that would just help me have a better idea of where we can make some improvements, any changes we need to make, and then we should make sure we're doing our strategies right. So, do you have any questions about anything we talked about today? Mm-mm. All right, well, I will let you take that home with you. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to call. Or if you feel like you need to come in, you can go ahead and make an appointment, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you. When you're done with my computer. 0, 1, 1, 5, 9, 2.